Imagine with me that you and I were having a conversation and I said to you, I feel like you hide what you really are and only show something shallow on the surface. Most likely, when you hear this sentence, you'll say to yourself, wow, that's so true. How did he even know that? This guy is smart and listens to me carefully when I talk, and he was able to remove the mask I wear. And most likely, you'll respond to me with excitement and ask, you're right, how did you figure that out? And it's likely that we'll then dive into a deep conversation about your personality, and you'll tell me things you've never shared with anyone before. You'll feel like the entire conversation revolves around you, and you'll enjoy the discussion, and most likely you'll become addicted to talking to me, and all of this just because of one sentence I said to you. So, my brother, what I want you to know is that this sentence, anyone you say it to, will have the same reaction. This sentence doesn't apply only to you. 99% of people on this earth, this is simply their nature. I'm not a genius, and I didn't analyze your personality, and I might not even care about you at all, but I made you believe that I could read your personality just because I said something that everyone relates to. And this is our strategy today. This strategy can make you a master of social skills and the most charismatic man in the room. But since we're currently in the How to Attract Women series, we're going to apply this strategy to girls. And let me tell you with full confidence, once you master it, you'll be able to get any girl you want every single time. The name of our strategy is the Barnum effect. And don't worry, I'll explain everything to you in detail, how to use it, and I'll give you practical examples. But please, listen to me very carefully right now, because I'm going to explain something that I want you to remember for the rest of your life. So, Barnum effect. These are one of those things that once you understand how they work, you'll start seeing the entire world differently. I'm serious. It's like discovering that people want to be fooled, because deep down, everyone's walking around hoping that someone, anyone, will finally get them. And that's what makes this so powerful. You don't need to actually know her, you just need to say something that feels like you know her, and her own brain will do the rest. That's what a Barnum statement is. A sentence that sounds deeply personal, but is secretly true for almost everyone. And I know what you're thinking, that sounds basic, but it's not. It's genius, because what you're really doing is giving her a vague reflection, and she projects her most personal truths onto it. Like, imagine you're talking to a girl and you say in a casual but precise tone, you give off this vibe like you're the strong one in your group, but secretly you wish someone would just take care of you for once. Boom. Instant eye contact. Watch her blink. She'll pause, smile nervously, look down. Her mind is spinning. She's thinking, wait, how did he see that? But you didn't see anything. You just tossed a vague emotional hook that feels like it came from a real place. The truth is, most women feel like they're emotionally exhausted. Most people hide vulnerability. So when you say it like it's an insight, she thinks it's her, but it's not. It's everyone. And she doesn't just agree with you. She wants it to be true that you see her that way. Because if you do, then that means she doesn't have to explain herself. And that's rare. And you never had to ask a thing. It's like planting a memory in someone's head that they think they made themselves. And you can use it in texting, in a bar, on a walk, even in silence. You can just look at her and say, I feel like you act chill, but your mind never stops. That's not a compliment. That's not flirting. That's a stupid sentence that applies to everyone. Now she's watering it with her own memories, her own insecurities, her own emotional history, and she thinks you started it. That's what makes it brilliant. She's bonding with her own projection, but she ties it to you. And by the way, I wrote an ebook specifically about manipulation strategies that I can't talk about on YouTube because they violate the platform's rules, and it could be taken down at any moment. If you want it, you'll find the link in the first comment. Anyway, those sneaky lines that sound personal but are actually general, the thing that gets wild when it comes to women, they fall for that shit harder than dudes because they've been trained their entire lives to read between the lines. They don't listen to just what you say, they feel how you say it. So when you drop a Barnum line like, you act like everything's fine, but I bet there is a part of you that wishes someone would just get it without you having to explain. Man, it's like a psychic punch in the chest. You didn't really say anything specific, but suddenly she's looking at you like, how the hell did you know that? And here's where the real game is. You didn't. You just threw a net. But because her emotional radar is always scanning, she fills in the blanks herself, and her brain gives you the credit. You just became the guy who gets her, even though you didn't actually get anything. She filled in the rest because she wanted to. And because women naturally link emotion to memory, this one fake moment you created, she'll remember it, she'll replay it, she'll smile thinking about it later. She'll tell her friends, there's just something different about him. All because you said one stupid sentence that felt real, even though it was universal. That's why why it works, bro. Her brain wants it to be real, and once she believes it's real, her emotions follow. And once her emotions are involved, she starts investing. And once she invests, that's it. Game over. And now we arrive at the most important question: how do you apply this? And how do you use this strategy? To be honest with you, at first when I wanted to make this video, I was planning to give you a list of statements and tell you, when you feel the right moment, say one of these statements. But when I thought about it more, I realized that this wouldn't help you at all. All it would do is make you look like a robot repeating memorized lines. And most likely, when you start applying this strategy, all you'll really be doing is making the girl you're with feel like you understand her and that you're smart, and that's it. But what I'm about to explain to you now will make the girl feel like she's sitting with someone who can read minds, and it will make her feel a deep connection between you and her. So how do you do that? Listen to me very carefully now. This Barnum statement has in its background a specific emotion. The statement is built on a certain kind of feeling, and don't worry, I'll explain everything to you. Just focus with me. Just remember this rule with me now. A Barnum statement is always based on a specific emotion. Now I want you to imagine that you're talking to a girl. This girl must be in a certain emotional state. Either she wants to appear confident or happy, or she wants to seem mysterious. What matters is that she's most likely in some emotional state. What I want you to do is, the statement you say to her must be based on an emotion that matches the one she's feeling in that moment. When the statement fits the emotional state the girl is in at that moment, boom, you become the smartest and most amazing man in the universe. She starts thinking about you morning and night, and she feels like you understand her and that you're unique, even though in reality you're just some stupid guy who doesn't even know what's going on or what he just said. So now how do you recognize those emotions, and what are the statements you say in each situation? When I first researched this topic, I read about a lot of feelings and emotions, but since you don't want to be a psychologist or a therapist, you don't need to know all those details. The process consists of 2 steps. Recognize the type of feeling the girl is experiencing and give her a statement that fits that feeling. As for her emotions, there are 3 main categories: positive feelings, neutral feelings, and negative feelings. And as I told you earlier, there are many emotions, but all you need to do is focus on these 3 because they are the core emotional types. Now, someone might ask me this question: what's the difference between these emotions? And I know that this question might sound stupid to some people because the difference between a positive feeling and a sad one is obvious, but I'm going to assume you're emotionally stupid, and I'll explain the difference to you. Positive feeling: when she's smiling, laughing, flirting, vibing, energy is light and warm. Neutral feeling: she's calm, polite, talking normally, not giving away much emotion. She's there but not fully in. Negative feeling: she's being cold, sarcastic, distant, guarded, or suddenly pulls back. Did you understand with me now the types of emotions a girl might be experiencing? Now let me explain to you the types of statements. There are 3 types of Barnum statements: happy, affirming statements; curious, unfinished statements; sad, emotional statements. And before I explain each of these statements to you, let me first tell you what the appropriate emotional state is for each type of statement. Often, if you're not someone who's been following the How to Attract Women series, you might think that the correct way to pair these elements is as follows: happy with positive, curious with neutral, and sad with negative. But no, it's not like that. As I always tell you, the kind of girl who gets attached to a guy is the one who experiences fluctuating emotions, meaning she needs to feel shifting and changing emotions with you. That's why the correct way is happy with negative, sad with positive, curious with neutral. And if there's one thing I want you to take from this video, let it be this rule, and I want you to remember it until the day you die. So let me give you examples for each one of these emotional states, so I can later explain to you how to craft this type of statement. When she feels happy / light / playful, you don't match her mood, you flip it gently. Drop a Barnum statement that feels personal, deep, and slightly emotional. While she's smiling, it catches her off guard and creates emotional contrast, which makes it stick. Why? Because her guard is down, her logic is off, she's open. So you go under the surface and hit the part nobody else touches when she's laughing. Examples of Barnum statements to drop in a happy moment: you're the type that always makes people feel good, but no one ever checks how you really feel. You laugh a lot, but I bet you overthink everything when you're alone. You're fun to be around, but I feel like you carry more pressure than people realize. You've got this cool vibe, like nothing phases you, but I don't think that's always true. You probably play the strong one for everyone else, even when you're tired of it. People probably think you're always okay because you smile so easily, but I don't think it's that simple. You act like nothing gets to you, but I think deep down, you're sensitive as hell. The second case, she's chill, not super into you, not cold either. She's just there, talking, casual. You feel like the energy could go somewhere, but it's not doing anything yet. That's when most guys try to force something, crack a joke, ask questions, get approval. You? Nah, you drop a fucking trap. See, when she's neutral, her brain is floating, not not emotionally locked in. You don't spike emotion yet. You create curiosity. You drop something that makes her go, wait, what does he mean by that? Is he seeing something in me? Why do I want to explain myself right now? So here's what you do. You say something calm, no drama, just soft confusion, like you noticed something interesting but didn't finish the thought. You don't show much, but I get the sense you're way more observant than people think. You're quiet now, but I bet your mind doesn't stop running. You don't open up fast, not because you're cold, but because most people don't really deserve to hear the real stuff. You're good at making conversation, but I feel like it's rare for you to actually feel connected. You seem really easygoing, but I bet you're way more intense when no one's looking. And now let's move on to the last case. She's not in a playful mood. She's low energy, maybe quiet, maybe pulling back a bit, maybe something's bothering her. This is where most guys either get awkward and back off, or they try to cheer her up with corny jokes or what's wrong energy. But you're smarter than that. You don't pull away, and you definitely don't try to fix her mood. You do something way more powerful. You make her feel like you see the part no one else sees. That's where sad Barnum statements come in, to touch the pain she already hides in a way that feels comforting, intimate, real. And when a girl feels emotionally seen without having to explain herself, she connects. She might not even smile, but deep inside, you just took a seat in her heart without asking. So here's what you say in those moments. Low tone, no pressure, like you're just saying it because you felt it. You've got that I'm fine face, but I don't think you actually feel that way half the time. You look like the type that always keeps it together for everyone else. But who does that for you? You seem calm right now, but I bet you're tired of pretending everything's okay all the time. You're strong as hell, but not because you want to be, more like because you have to be. You drop that, not as a question, not like you're digging, just a quiet truth that might be true. And guess what? Even if she doesn't say anything, you just hit a nerve. Now she's not sad around you, she's safe. And that's a dangerous fucking place to be in her mind, because now you're not just the guy she met, you're the one who saw the thing nobody else saw. And now the remaining question is, how do you come up with this type of statement? Because I won't always be there with you to tell you what to say in every moment. And to be honest with you, you won't need to know everything I'm about to tell you. If you just start trying to come up with things on your own and focus on the examples I gave you, with time, you'll be able to say them naturally by yourself. But let me give you 3 steps to help you formulate this type of statement. And by the way, this kind of statement isn't just something you can use with girls. You can actually use it with anyone, but naturally, it'll be easier with girls because most men don't really pay much attention to their emotions or their emotional side, and you'll find that they don't understand themselves very well and often try to suppress their feelings. Anyway, here are the 3 steps. Step 1. Pick a universal emotional truth, something almost everyone feels but doesn't always admit. Here are a few you can start with. I feel misunderstood. I pretend I'm fine when I'm not. I want to feel seen for who I really am. I act confident, but I question myself constantly. I take care of everyone, but feel like no one takes care of me. You see the pattern? It's always a contrast, a hidden part, something people recognize deep down. And trust me, all girls feel these emotions. It's simply human nature. Step 2. Add the illusion of insight. This is where the magic happens. You don't say people feel misunderstood. That's stupid. You say you give off this calm, confident vibe, but I get the feeling people don't actually see what's going on underneath. Boom. You just made it feel personal, even though it's wildly generic. The trick is, start by describing something on the surface, her vibe, behavior, presence, then make a quiet emotional twist underneath it. It sounds like a revelation, but it's hitting a basic human truth. Step 3. Leave space. Don't explain. After you say it, you shut up. No, haha, just kidding. No, does that sound like you? Just drop the line and chill. The silence after is what makes her brain start spinning. Here's a template to follow when you're first practicing. You seem like someone who, obvious behavior, but I get the sense that deep down, you hid an emotional truth. Try it. It's stupidly powerful when done right. Examples. You seem like someone who's always in control, but I get the sense you're constantly planning for things to go wrong. You come off super confident, but I think you overthink way more than people realize. You act like you're chill with everything, but I don't think people realize how much stuff you bottle up. And once you get good, you drop the template completely. You just feel her energy, sense what part she's not saying, and say it like it's an accidental thought that slipped out. That's when she starts thinking, why do I feel like this guy knows me? Because you're not guessing. And if you're still watching at this point, I have a gift for you. I've written a free ebook that contains 60 ready-to-use Barnum statements for you to read, and you'll find its link in the first comment. You'll also find my other book, in which I explain manipulation, strategies that can make any woman obsessed with you, even if she doesn't know who you are, and which I can't talk about on YouTube. And I love you. And that was The Dark Needle, and I'll see you in the next video.